FTD, Sistema de Ensino, Ensino Médio Inglês. Faixa 1, Módulo 5, Capítulo 13. Listen to the interview with Jack Backpack and answer. How many countries has Jack already been to?
We have in our studios today the famous Swedish world traveler, Jack Backpack. Welcome, Jack.
How are you, Frank? Hello, everyone. I'm pleased to be here tonight.
And we are lucky to have you here. You are always traveling, after all.
Well, that's true. But I always stay in my hometown, Stockholm, for 6 months, so I can spend some time with my family and friends. And of course, during this time, I work a lot to raise money and hit the road again.
Talking about money, how much do you usually spend in your trips?
It depends on the destination, but I'm always on a budget. I have learned to save a lot of money avoiding what regular tourists mostly do. For example, I have never stayed in an expensive hotel. I prefer hostels and B&Bs. They are the cheapest ones and the best places to meet other backpackers. I also have never flown first class, only economy. And of course, I do most of my trips during low season. That saves you buckets of money.
What about food? What and where do you eat when you are traveling?
I usually buy food in local shops and street markets. I cook in the hostel, make picnics in parks. When I'm in a hurry, I eat fast food, but this is more expensive than going shopping and cooking your own food.
How many countries have you visited? And what is the most interesting place you have ever been to?
That's hard to say, Frank. I have visited 70 countries until now, and all of them are interesting in their own special way. Now, if you ask me about the most interesting place I haven't been to, that will be easier to answer.
And which place is that, Jack?
All the other places I haven't been to.
Of course. Thanks for being here with us, Jack. And to finish our interview, I have a challenge for you, Mr. Backpack. Can you list all the 70 countries you have visited in your life?
I knew you were going to ask me that. Shall I start?
Go.
Argentina, Barbados, Ireland, Albany, Brazil, Colombia, Antilles, Australia, Cuba, Bahrain, Canada, Kenya, Chile, Belize, India, Denmark, England, Hungary, Finland, Greece, Crete, Haiti, Italy, Jamaica.
Faixa 2, Módulo 5, Capítulo 14. Jack Backpack is in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, for the first time. Listen to his conversation with Mayang, his new Malaysian friend, and answer. What is the name of the festival that Mayang is taking Jack to?
I've just gotten here, but I've already noticed that your country is a very exciting place.
You're right, and you're in the right place. I hope I can help you to make the best of your days here.
Thank you, Mayang. If you really want to help me now, take me to a market where I can buy some food. It has been 4 hours since I ate for the last time.
I'll take you to a cozy place where you can eat traditional Malaysian food.
It sounds good, but is it expensive?
Don't worry, trust me. Have you ever tried murtabak?
Do you mean those special pancakes with meat and onions? You bet I have.
But today you will have the best and also the most delicious char kway teow you have ever eaten in your life.
What is this? I haven't tried it yet, I guess.
Are you kidding me? It's a typical dish from Southeast Asian region that consists of frying flat noodles with fish cakes, shrimp, cockles, and bean sprouts.
I want that. You got me.
What do you usually eat back home?
We eat a lot of fish, meat, potatoes, lingonberry jam, and dairy products.
It sounds delicious too. But now, hurry up. We are late.
Late for what?
Let's have dinner at my place.
I beg your pardon.
I've told you that you are in the right place, Jack. The Festival of Lights has recently started.
Festival of Lights? What is that?
We call it Deepavali, and it is a Hindu celebration. It marks the beginning of the Hindu New Year.
I'm fascinated.
I'm sure you've never seen anything like this before.
I've already seen many things since I've started my journey, but for sure, nothing like that. I'm so curious about it.
And your time here has only begun.
Faixa 3, Módulo 5, Capítulo 14.
She has slept for hours. She's slept for hours. They have gone to school. They've gone to school.
Faixa 4, Módulo 5, Capítulo 15. Jack Backpack had to choose one of his several pictures to enroll in a photography competition. Listen to the conversation with his dad about his pictures and answer. How long has Jack been traveling?
About this one, Dad. We took this picture in 1988.
Were we in Oslo? Wow, those days were wonderful. Do you remember how we got there?
Of course I do. It was a 9-hour trip on a very old bus. Today you can catch a plane and it's only a 1-hour flight. The best part of our long journey to Oslo was back in 1988 when you told me many interesting stories about Norway and the Vikings.
It was really nice indeed. Tell me, son, have things changed a lot when the matter is traveling?
Yes, they have. Today it's much less complicated to go anywhere in the world than it was before. And there are so many options on transportation, accommodation, food, and shopping. Also, English is spoken everywhere, so it is easy to make new friends.
I see. What about this picture here? Where is it?
It is in Cambodia. This temple is called Angkor Wat and once belonged to the Khmer Empire. It has become the major tourist destination since 2004.
It's so different than the buildings we see in Europe. You're a lucky man, son. I can't imagine all the places you've seen since you started traveling 15 years ago.
Me neither, Dad. That's why I photograph everything. And the invention of digital cameras has changed everything. I just love them. Before them, I used to carry rolls and rolls of film in my backpack, and I didn't have much room for clothes.
I remember that, and also all the money you had to spend to develop them after every trip. This picture is very recent, right?
Right, Dad. It was taken during the Festival of Lights in Kuala Lumpur. I've just gotten back from there.
It's so colorful, and people look so happy together. Why don't you enroll in the competition with this one?
Good idea. I don't think we have anything like this here in Stockholm.
And I think I haven't seen most of your pictures yet. Can you take them home tonight and tell me and your mom more about them during dinner?
Of course, Dad. But you can also see them in the internet, another wonderful tool for us travelers. Through the internet, I have been keeping all my friends and fans updated about my trips and plans. Have you checked out my website yet, Dad?
Yes, I did. You can call me old-fashioned, son, but I would rather have you home telling me your stories before you decide to travel again than look at a computer screen by myself. Do you know what I mean?
Of course I do, Dad. It will be a pleasure.
Faixa 5, Módulo 6, Capítulo 16. Mr. Neil Findings is a beloved American professor who works at Boston University in the anthropology department. Matthew Crane, a freshman, is in the professor's office to interview him about the good old times. Listen to the interview and answer. What does Matthew want to know?
Good afternoon, Mr. Crane. How are you doing today? I am glad we were able to schedule this interview.
Hello, Mr. Findings. I'm the one who is happy with our meeting. I'm thrilled with the opportunity of talking to you.
Do you mind if I record our conversation?
Not at all. Please have a seat. Would you like to have some coffee, water, or cookies?
Thank you. Maybe later. Okay, Mr. Findings. May I begin?
Go ahead.
Could you talk a little bit about your childhood?
I was born in South Carolina in 1947, and I was brought up by a single mom who worked full-time as a maid for a local farmer. I'm the only child, but there were dozens of kids in the neighborhood whose parents worked during the day. So we could get together after school and play outside until evening when our parents got home from work. We explored the outdoors, fished, climbed trees, played with marbles, jacks, bats, and balls. I can't describe the feeling of freedom and joy all those child's plays provided and helped us overcome any obstacle we faced.
Wow, it sounds amazing. What about the civil rights movement? Would you mind telling me about it? I know it started blooming in the 50s.
You're right. African Americans had been fighting racial discrimination for centuries, but during the 50s, a growing group was speaking out against inequality and injustice. When I was 8 years old in 1955, a black woman called Rosa Parks was arrested because she refused to give her seat on a bus to a white person. Her brave gesture led to a series of boycotts and a strong movement against segregation that had in Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. the most notorious figure. Martin Luther King Jr. used the power of words and acts of nonviolent resistance, such as protests, grassroots organizing, and civil disobedience to achieve seemingly impossible goals. All that had a strong impact on me.
Sometimes we don't know, or don't want to know, how things were in the past and keep saying, those were good old times.
Well, the good times are the ones you are living at the moment. In fact, all those setbacks, together with the feeling of being loved, turned me into a self-reliant human being. My mom wasn't bitter about the situation. She expressed her love in simple gestures and brought me up in a comforting environment. Luckily, I've always enjoyed studying, so I was able to get a scholarship at a famous university and build a beautiful career in the area I had chosen, anthropology, the study of humankind. I graduated, became a teacher, did my master's degree, and became a PhD in anthropology. I have been here since then, and I confess it has been an extraordinary life.
Mr. Findings, I can't thank you enough for the interview, which was in fact a history class. It's a pity we have to end it.
It was a pleasure, Matthew. Sharing our past experience with the young generation is a way of contributing for a better world. Learn from the past and change your future.
I couldn't agree more. I think I'll accept that coffee with cookies now.
Of course, help yourself.
Faixa 6, Módulo 6, Capítulo 17. Professor Neil Findings is in Dublin visiting his friend Archie Ologist, an Irish expert in archaeology. Listen to their conversation and answer. How many times has Professor Neil Findings been to the temple of Kukulkan?
Professor Findings, how are you? It's always a pleasure to meet you. What brings you to Dublin?
How are you, Archie? First of all, I come to Dublin every year in June. Secondly, I've heard you're studying some sites in which I'm personally interested.
Are you talking about Chrysopolis or the Mayan pyramids?
Both. Have you come up with any new theories about the Mayan pyramids?
I haven't, but I've heard of a good one. Do you know the temple of Kukulkan in the ancient Mayan city of Chichen Itza?
Of course. I've already been there twice.
But have you clapped your hands in front of it?
What sort of nonsense question is that? Of course I haven't.
So, you have missed the chance to hear the weirdest echo you could have ever heard in your life. Apparently, the Mayans may have designed their temples to generate specific sounds. If you had clapped your hands in front of the staircase of the temple of Kukulkan, you would have heard a sound like the cry of the native bird Quetzal.
And if I'm not wrong, This bird was very valuable to the Mayans because of its emerald green tail feathers. That's amazing. I have to go there again.
You probably should.
What about Persepolis? Any advances on your research?
Not really. We are still arguing about what its function may have been. The function of it. Residential palace or administrative center?
What's your guess?
I go for administrative center because of its mountainous geography. If it were a residence, it must have been a very inconvenient one.
I see. You do promise to keep me updated on all of that, right? Now let's go. Today is Bloomsday, remember?
Oh, that's grand. Now I understand your early visit, my friend, and your Edwardian costume, which, in fact, suits you fine.
All right. Cut it out and let's hurry. It's 10 o'clock and Bloom's route through the city may have started already.
Faixa 7, Módulo 6, Capítulo 18. Professor Neil Findings is in London visiting an important museum and talking to a group of American students about the museum's collection and history. Listen to the conversation and answer. How much is the admission ticket to the museum?
Good morning, my dear students. Today we will explore together the British Museum's collection. Has anyone visited this museum before? Oh, I can see a few hands up. That's good. Well, the British Museum's collection has more than 2 million objects organized by culture, place, material, people, and even popularity. Yes, Gary?
Professor Findings, I've got a question. What is the most important object we can see here?
That's difficult to answer, Gary. The pieces we can find here have proved their importance to our understanding of ancient civilizations and of our own society. I reckon they are all important in their way.
And Professor,
Yes, Michael?
do you know when the museum first opened its doors to the public?
The museum opened to public on January 15th, 1759, and the admission was free and given to all studious and curious persons, as they said back then. It was not in this building, though. It was located in a 17th century mansion called Montagu House.
And it is still free today, isn't it, Professor? I came here for the first time in 2005, and I enjoyed it a lot. Is that true that they have been expanding the building in order to bring more objects to the public?
Yes, Hannah, it is true. By 2009, they had expanded the museum's public facilities and had opened 4 new permanent galleries. Any more questions before we carry on with our tour?
Professor, I have been reading about all the educational projects the British Museum offers, and I've got interested in the World Arts and Artifacts course. Have you heard about it?
Have I? I took this course and also the Art and Life in Ancient Egypt course before I started teaching. It was a great experience. You learn from Aztec arts to digital museums. I highly recommend it. I can give you more details later on during the lunch break. To be very honest with you, I only decided to study anthropology after I visited this museum in 1978.
Thank you, Professor.
All right, fellow students, I noticed some of you staring at this magnificent round building in front of us. This is the reading room, first opened to public in 1857 as a library. Now it is used for the museum's major exhibitions. Let's go inside so you can walk the same ground where once Karl Marx, Lenin, Bram Stoker, and Sir Arthur Conan Doyle learned to amaze us all.
Faixa 8, Módulo 7, Capítulo 19. Marilyn is a high school student. Listen to her conversation with her brother Noah and answer. Marilyn tries to imagine herself in the future. When is this future?
Knock, knock.
Noah, I didn't know you were coming this weekend. Good to see you.
How are you, sis?
I'm great.
I can see you're happy to see me, but you don't look great at all. And look at all those books on the floor. It's Friday night. You should have something better to do. What's going on?
Oh, well, you know me. I have so many doubts about my future. Maybe you could help me out here.
Well, little Miss in Doubt attacks again.
More than ever. But forget about it. I don't want to bother you with my problems.
Bother me? Come on, Marilyn, spit it out. What's up?
I have no idea what to do with my future. I mean, my professional future.
If that is the case, my dear, you might seek professional help, not mine.
Well, it's not exactly that. But I'm too young, and it is hard to decide. I keep trying to complete this sentence. By 2020, Marilyn will be busy. Researching? Teaching? Building? Exploring? But I can't make up my mind.
Look, Marilyn, it is hard and even unfair to decide our career path so early. But you should at least know what you like and what you don't like. Have you made a list of possible and impossible careers for yourself?
If I make it one more time, it will be the 15th time I will have made it.
Do the lists have things in common?
No, kind of.
Oh my! It is worse than I thought. Let me see one of your lists.
Here you are.
Physics, engineering, math, biology. Gosh, we are so different. My list had arts, history, philosophy, languages, law, social sciences.
See? My head is always in numbers, equations, formulas. In other words, it's like my head is in outer space. I feel woozy.
You could be an astronaut.
Stop making fun of me for that. I bet Mum told you.
Told me what? No. You're actually considering being an astronaut?
I was, but I couldn't do that.
What? Have you lost your mind? I'm sure you could. That's so cool.
Seriously?
Of course. You will have to study a lot, and for a long time. Be prepared to deal with going to college, getting a master's degree, a doctorate. Look at you, all surrounded by books on a Friday night. That may be your future, sis. Space will have never had it so good.
So, you're saying I'm not crazy and I can count on you to support my decision?
Totally.
So would you take me to visit some of the NASA visitor centers during your college vacations?
Of course. Prepare to launch.
Faixa 9, Módulo 7, Capítulo 20. Marilyn Doubt is at school discussing with her classmates and social studies teacher. Listen to the conversation and answer. What kind of fair are Marilyn, her teacher, and colleagues organizing?
Okay, everyone, let's calm down. It seems that we all agree that it is not easy to decide what profession to choose in the future. But let me ask you something. What should we do as a group to help ourselves find ideas? Yes, Marilyn?
I think we should organize a career fair here at school.
And how should we do that?
We can invite professionals from different fields to come and talk to us about their jobs, routines at work, about how they feel about their choices, and most important, how they finally settled on their career choice.
But how will we find these people?
That's the easiest part. We can invite our parents, relatives, our teachers, neighbors, anyone who likes their job.
Good idea.
Well, my dad is a carpenter. I guess he's not the type of professional we need here.
There you are wrong, Jake. All kinds of professionals should come. It is really important to realize that you can be successful and fulfilled regardless of the type of career you choose or educational requirements the career might hold. Does your father like what he does, Jake?
He loves it, and he is the best. Carpentry is his passion. By the time he turns 57 next month, He will have been working with it for 40 years.
Do you think he can come and talk to us about it?
I'm sure he would be pleased.
Wicked. Who else? Tara?
My sister's finishing her MBA in business management.
And my granddad is a brain surgeon.
Great, Yun.
So I see it won't be hard to put this fair through, but we had better start planning the invitations, setting dates, and place.
I reckon we should invite 2 professionals per day, once a week. Each of them would have 20 minutes to talk about everything they consider important. To save time, we could create a blog in which the students could post questions after each presentation. The answers would be available to everyone who's interested.
I'll design the blog.
I'll write the invitations.
I'll go after people who are interested in participating.
And I will make sure the auditorium can be scheduled and the audiovisual equipment is set up in case we need it. It seems we have taken care of everything. Marilyn, what's wrong?
Nothing. It's just that I should have thought about this before. It could have spared me some bad nights of sleep, bitten nails, losing hair.
Faixa 10, Módulo 7, Capítulo 21. Marilyn Doubt and her best friend Meg are on their way home after school. Listen to their conversation and answer. Is Marilyn planning to teach in the future?
I'm really enjoying those talks about professions. It was the best idea you've ever had.
Thanks, Meg. Well, for me it has been interesting, even though I already know what I want to be.
You're lucky. In my case, there are still some options to be considered. Did you know that in college, you can major in chiropraxy?
I didn't. How cool is that? What about naturology?
I had never heard about it before today. Julia and Matthew were very interested in it.
But Meg, what options are you considering?
You know, I love cooking. I'm just not sure if I should study gastronomy or hospitality.
You could go for both. Do hospitality first. After that, you can do a specialization in gastronomy.
That could work. But I'm also considering something related to sports and physiotherapy. I will see. What about you? You have a plan, don't you?
I do. I'll take the exams for biology, physics, and mathematics. When the results are out, I'll decide which one. Any of them will make me happy. After college, I'll have to keep studying a lot since my goal is not exactly planet Earth.
Seriously? Are you telling me that you are going to be an astronaut?
That's the plan. At first, I was letting myself be convinced to follow one of my parents' careers in law and marketing. But after talking to my brother, I made up my mind. My parents were shocked, but I showed them why I really would like to try this. I love the stars, the planets, numbers, researching, and challenges in general. On top of that, I like studying a lot, and I'm very disciplined. What else could I be?
Teacher?
That too. I'm planning to teach while I do my master's and doctoral degrees. Let's see how it goes.
Wow. I wish I could have a plan just like that.
Are you in a hurry?
No, why?
I want to show you something.
What is it?
It's a chart containing information about me and the careers I was considering. It was my brother's idea. In the end, I could easily and clearly compare all the information and spot the best fields for me.
Your brother is a genius.
Yes, he is. Come in. Mom, Meg's going to eat lunch with us.
Faixa 11, Módulo 8, Capítulo 22. Arthur Colt, a young man very interested in movies, is at the entrance of an old movie theater to meet Annabelle Hype, whom he met in the internet. Annabelle enjoys seeing movies through the internet using streaming services, but accepted the challenge of going to a Francis Ford Coppola festival with Arthur. Listen to their conversation and answer. Which movie Arthur and Annabelle decided to see?
You must be Mr. Let's Save the Cinema. Hello, Mr. Arthur Colt. It's nice to meet you in person. Are you ready for your first Francis Ford Coppola movie festival?
Always ready, Miss I don't like crowds and popcorn munching in my ears. The only and one Miss Annabelle. This may be a real miracle. You really left your house and your streaming videos to meet poor mortals like me. I can't believe it's true.
Fredo, you broke my heart.
Wait, that line is from The Godfather Part 2, one of the few sequels that is as good as the first movie.
I should have expected that you would know more than moth-eat in old movies like Doctor Strangelove or Casablanca.
Thank you. And I didn't expect that your streaming services could have such a vast library of films. Now you can join my club. You must officially become one of us and watch a movie like a normal person does.
One of us. One of us.
Yeah, that one's from Freaks by our beloved American director Todd Browning.
Yeah, mister, I must check the IMDb for every movie ever made. But we came to see a Coppola movie anyway. Which one we can choose?
Yes. Today they're showing all the movies he directed in the 80s. How about One from the Heart? Or Peggy Sue Got Married? I bet you would choose between The Outsiders and Rumblefish, my favorite. I also enjoy the books. Fine young adult novels.
Rumblefish was added on my streaming service last semester.
Come on. Okay, it's a small movie, but it's a Coppola movie. It must be seen in the big screen.
With popcorn munching in my ears and people talking and yelling. It sounds terrific.
It may be. Okay, a Coppola movie is a Coppola movie, even on the small screen of your laptop. But let's give it a chance.
Right. But I guess your preference. So, I have bought the tickets online in advance. Here for both The Outsiders and Rumblefish. And I was going to make an offer you couldn't refuse. Now bring me buckets of popcorn, Sonny.
You just sounded like the first The Godfather, Miss Hype.
Okay, now shut up. I have the tickets, and you will bring us the popcorn.
Yes, Don Corleone. Faixa 12, Módulo 8, Capítulo 23. Arthur and his girlfriend Annabelle are deciding what to do on Friday night. Listen to their telephone conversation and answer. In what row are the tickets?
Hello?
Hi, babe. How are you?
Hi, Artie. I'm good. And you?
Fantastic. Listen, I was wondering if you would like to go somewhere different next Friday.
How different?
We always go to the movies or restaurants. What about theater this time? There are 3 plays, a musical, and a ballet I would like to see. What do you say?
It would be wonderful. We could go to the musical first, and next week choose one of the others to see.
Okay, but why the musical first?
Well, it is a play with a lot of music and dancing. It's kind of a mix of all the options.
That's my girl.
Besides, I love theater. I would have invited you to watch a play or something, had I known you liked it too.
So you must have heard about this one, Les Miserables.
I saw the movie years ago and I really enjoyed it.
But would you like to see it again? You already know the story.
Of course I would. Knowing the story is not the point. These musicals usually have amazing special effects, costumes, and scenery, not to mention the live performances of the songs, the orchestra, the vibe. Of course I want to go.
Alright, I just have to press enter and we got the tickets.
Already?
Internet, babe. While we were talking, I was browsing the website and checking for the best available seats. By the way, I got us tickets in the front of the stage, row F. Not bad, huh?
Thank you. It will be so romantic.
You're welcome. Oh, and don't forget to take your student ID. I got discounted tickets and we must present our IDs to collect them at the box office before the show.
No problem. So, see you on Friday at the theater?
Yes. You know, I would pick you up if I had the money to fix my car. I'm sorry, Annabelle.
Don't worry about that, darling. You will have many other opportunities to pick me up. I gotta go now. Sweet dreams. Talk to you tomorrow?
Sure. Good night. Faixa 13, Módulo 8, Capítulo 24. Arthur and three friends, Earl, Sean, and Carl, have a rock band. Listen to their conversation and answer. Who gives the band its new name?
That was gnarly.
Totally, Arrow. Let's play it one more time.
Let's do it. Ready? And 1, 2, 1, 2.
Hold on, guys, hold on. We need to decide the name of our band.
Artie is right. The studio is booked for tomorrow, and the guy who is going to design the cover of our debut album will be there as well.
Yeah, and he told me he needs a name to work on it. Otherwise, he'll have no inspiration for the drawings.
I wish we had already made up our minds about that so we could rehearse a bit more today.
Me too. I would rather rehearse than pick a name. I'm good at writing lyrics. Never been good at naming the songs, though. That's your thing, right, Carl?
Hey, don't give me that responsibility, man. Naming your songs is easy. Besides, what's so bad about rock stuff?
That's so not going to be the name of this band. Rock Stuff sounds like a bad teenager movie about a band that doesn't even play rock. Forget it.
I don't like it either. What about you, Sean? Do you like rock stuff?
No.
What are you doing? Why did you write our names down in such huge letters?
You know, I was studying this thing called acronyms last week, so I thought that maybe I could put some of the letters of our names together, and I got it! I think we have a name!
Tell us.
Using only the first letters of our names, we have A, C, E, S. Aces! Simple as that.
Great stuff, bro.
I like it. Artie?
It rocks. Thanks, Sean.
No problem. Can we play again now?
Anything you want, my friend. I'm starting to get good vibes from this new name.
And I can already hear our fans shouting, A-C-E-S, Aces! Holding posters, longing for our autographs.
All right, guys, time to stop daydreaming and get back to work. Come on, Aces. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.